Right.
Absolutely.
That's style. All right.
We need our
Ed Marcos,
our
like
ring music.
Man.
All right, let me hook this up. I got a few new sound effects if you guys want to go through them.
Nice. So you said Myron's on tonight, huh?
He said he wanted to come on, but you know how that always goes. Ready, school bell? Oh, that's loud.
Jimmy.
I actually like that one for like schools in session.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking about. Here we go.
Oh, my God!
James, you're on?
Oh, yeah. I just woke up.
Were you?
I thought it was the end of the world. I dozed off watching the
Thomas?
Yankee game, and my wife started shaking me. She was like, "It's 10 o'clock, moron." And I was like, "Oh, let's go." So here I am.
By the way, this just in, Aaron Judge is good.
Aaron Judge is a bad man. What's up, fellas?
Nothing much. Give me 1 second to update everything, and I'll get it live on the social medias.
On the social media.
We have a lot of topics.
Sure.
Well, first of all, I'd like to take some time to discuss our first-round pick and the strategy surrounding it for anybody that may not be aware.
Let me let's before we go on the air, let's talk about one of the most important things to talk about, and let's talk about how good Isaiah Thomas was last night. Come on, guys, really?
Oh God.
Now, Jimmy, you've been a Celtics fan your whole life, yes?
Since 1984, my friend.
So
it was a good time to jump on.
So where is that in the pantheon of performances for you?
Oh man, man, that is one of the and I think a lot of it has to do with the situation he's in more than I think when you put all of that together and the fact that it was his sister's 23rd birthday. And that was top five. That was a top five playoff moment for me. Yeah, because I didn't think watching that game they were outplayed. I think the Wizards. I think that if you said who has the two best players, I mean I don't know. I mean I think up until before last night I would probably take Wall and Beal before anybody on the Celtics.
Really?
He's a bad. That's a bad man right there. I don't know that I would. I don't know that I would say that. I think a big part of me was like, all right, how much of this is regular with him? How much of this is regular season? Can he do it in the playoffs? Can they win a playoff series? To see what he's done with his with the sister dying the way she did the day before the playoff game started. To see what they've done over the last 6 games. Is just, and what he did last night was just crazy. On her birthday, that was nuts.
And what was interesting was, like, there's few players in the NBA that get stronger as the game goes on, right? And you could see, because I think everybody knows John Wall might be the best athlete in the league in terms of
he's so fast.
In terms of physical speed and athletic ability, and in the fourth quarter, Isaiah Thomas had 2 extra gears, and John Wall ran out of gas.
It's funny. Somebody was saying to me, was like, how come the Celtics are giving Wall so many open shots? And I was like, because they can't.
Because he can't shoot.
Yeah, I was like, pick your poison, right? It's like, all right, we lay off him and we let him take open threes, and he may hit 4 throughout the course of the game and miss 5 of them, or is that better off than letting him just break your defense down? Who's going to foul him? Who's he going to get going? So if it's a matter of guarding the other guys, laying off of him, letting him dribble the ball for 20 seconds and then take the shot, I mean, once you get up in his grill, you can't stay in front of him. Even Bradley, who I think is great defensively, he's tough, man. He's so fast.
Right.
All right, you guys ready to screen this out?
Yeah, we're ready to start
Absolutely.
talking football. Oh, Marco,
right.
Before we start talking football, I think it's important to know that after the Celtics Game 2 loss, no other than Kobe Bryant started watching film with Isaiah Thomas, and the Celtics are 6-0 since. So thanks for that. Just wanted to throw that out. All right, let's go.
It stings a little. All right,
Let's
hit the streaming button.
Welcome.
We are live.
Ooh.
We are.
Feel that?
We are almost live.
I thought it was the end. It was like a nuclear war. My wife woke me up. I really did. She scared the shit out of me. I was in a coma.
Would you fall asleep like 2 minutes after you text us?
Mm-hmm. Literally, I watched the
streaming button.
Closed my eyes during the commercial break, and next thing I know, nuclear war. Wake up, 10 o'clock. Welcome to the Big Blue Podcast.
Are you ready? I think we are up and going.
We're up and going.
Welcome to the Bleed Big Blue Podcast, dedicated coverage of the New York Football Giants by your hosts, Marco, Trifecta, T. Merritt, and JBW.
It was very impressive, everyone. It was very impressive. Boys, are you still with me, or did we melt down?
No. We're still here. Nobody knows off yet. It's late.
Aha. So what's going on, boys? Who wants to talk some Giant football?
I'm ready. I'm good to go. Let's do this. I get some people I want to attack out in that Twitter world.
Ooh,
mm-hmm.
Sounds like Tim's is very confrontational.
I feel like we should let Jimmy do the attacking.
Oh.
I mean, he's built up, the heel persona.
Well, I have built up the heel persona. There's a lot of people on social media who just do not care for my opinions. I think it's great, but I'd like to, while we're live and people are listening, I'd like to apologize to Marco. Marco gave me he made me an editor on the Bleed Big Blue page yesterday. Put some stuff up. Was happy. Day 48 of the experiment, hour 48 of the experiment, not so much. My Magatu post pissed some people off today, so Marco, I apologize. I'd like to throw that out there.
So he did take credit for it, though.
Well, I'll just say, I think that we have some fans throughout social media that want to die on the Victor Cruz hill. And I think there's a better hill to die on, right? I mean, I'm not convinced he can get separation anymore. And I pretty much knew that after week 2. Because that catch he made in week 2 against the Saints on the sideline was a good catch. But Victor Cruz from 2 or 3 years ago blows by that guy and he's still running.
Yeah, I think, you know what I think is, I think when you talk about social media and Giant fans, it's a lot of the younger fan base. So Victor Cruz, for this generation of Giant fans, is like an untouchable.
Hold on. We already have a call, and I have a funny feeling I know. I already have a funny feeling I know who it is.
Myron? Is it Myron? Somebody call me out.
No.
I'm too tired.
Might be Todd from Texas. Hold on.
Todd.
Caller, are you
James
there?
It's definitely not Todd. Apologize.
No, that's all right.
No.
I did my homework.
It's Todd from Texas.
My Bill Parcells quote is blame nobody, expect nothing, do something. That's my favorite Bill Parcells quote.
How about
Whoever
that?
told me to do my homework, I did.
Look at that.
Look at this.
Gold star for Todd.
We're trying to educate the youth.
So you did your homework.
Let's put it on. Hold on. This is perfect. Todd is perfect to have on the line.
Yes.
For this question. Quickly before we move on to the draft stuff, I got to know. Give me your impression of Victor Cruz from a young 19-year-old Giant fan. He was 13 when Cruz jumped on the scene in 2011?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so holler at me. What is your lasting impression of Victor Cruz after last season?
My last impression of him or my impression of him?
Yeah, well, your lasting impression. What's going to stay with you? When I say Victor Cruz, what do you think?
I think somebody who had a decent talent, who was kind of a minor product of Eli Manning. But my last impression of him was probably, I like you. You did good things for us, but you're not getting it done anymore. That we have a slot receiver who's pretty mature, he's younger, and you're not really a good wideout. You're more of a slot guy, and at the moment you're just not doing the job, so I love you, but we got to move on.
Would you be offended if someone who made a joke about Victor Cruz, his next job being for Mugatu from Zoolander? Would that be funny to you or insulting?
I saw that on Facebook. I actually liked the post. I thought it was hilarious.
Guys, I got to tell you guys, I like this kid. I'm just going to throw it out there. I like this kid.
Relax, James Jr. Relax.
James Jr. I thought it was hilarious. I mean, I could have never done stuff like that.
We're going to throw out two mutes. All right, James.
Oh, man.
That's okay.
Oh, no.
I deserve to be muted.
Hold on. So I went through some of the new sound effects that I put on before. Are you ready?
Yes.
James, here we go.
Yes.
I love it.
That was specifically for Todd.
Yep.
Session. All right, we got, let's see.
Oh my God!
That's good. Yeah.
Which one was? What was that?
That was a Francesca. That was a radio host. Oh my God!
You guys can see how hard I just started laughing when I heard
that. Was Jimmy.
No, that's Francesca. That's the Pope right there. I can't take credit for that. That's gold. That's specifically for me.
They're really loud, though.
Yeah.
That is loud, right? All right. So we did a majority of the free agents, the draft, at least first, second, and third round. You want to take it from there on out?
Yeah, but let's touch on Davis Webb stuff first.
There you go. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. You know what? I wasn't going to call out handle, but you guys pissed me off because you are way too damn negative for Giants fans. And if you're going to be a fan page, a fan Twitter page, you got to relax. NewYorkGiantsRush.com, or I think that's your Twitter handle. Relax. Davis Webb was a good pick in the third round. You know what? It wasn't a waste of a pick. The fact you have to buy insurance. The reason you buy insurance is if shit happens. It isn't. You don't buy insurance with the fact, Eli's just a robot. He'll play for the next 5-10 years. No, you pay it just in case fucking shit happens. Eli breaks his leg. We got somebody to play. And you know what? We have to prepare for the future. Some of you younger fans that didn't have to go with the fact, Eli's just a robot. We want a future after Eli, and we're trying to prepare for it.
Forgetting about former ESPN employee Danny Kanell?
Yeah, Danny Kanell, Jesse Palmer, the first Bachelor.
Listen, I think a big problem with the draft and the fallout during and after the draft is the teams aren't giving any information that's legitimate, and you have a ridiculous amount of quote-unquote legitimate sources giving information based on what they feel is said team, pick a fucking team, what they feel the team's need is, right? So for 4 months after the season ends, when you start looking at the draft, all you hear from Kuiper and McShay and pick a guy, any guy, is the Giants have to get an offensive lineman. The Giants have to get an offensive lineman. The Giants have to get an offensive lineman. The problem with that and listening to those guys is the Giants may say, you know what, we're good. You guys may think huge need for us there, but we see a lot of potential in Hart and Flowers, and we're going to stick with these guys because we're with them every day and we know them and they're behind our walls and they're 22 and 23 years old. They're not going to give that information. The Giants aren't going to give that information to Kuiper and McShay to report so they change so their 47th mock draft can be fucking right. Yeah. So people have to relax when it comes to the draft because none of the information we're getting from quote-unquote Giant sources is the correct information. Sorry.
Exactly, and the one thing I'm going to add to that is this was the least amount of offensive linemen taken in the draft. The entire draft ever. So that tells you what the rest of the league thought of the offensive linemen coming out this year.
We got another call. Let's see what's going on. All right, caller, are you there?
I hope it's New York Giants rush. I hope it's them.
Hello?
Ah, familiar.
Oh.
Familiar.
Oh.
I think that is the one. I think that is the one and only.
There's a one and only on the line? Let me hold on.
Oh, Myron. Bless us with your presence.
So here we're talking about the lineman situation, huh?
Yeah, well, let's get your opinion on it, Mr. Guy. Right? I mean, we were just talking about how all these fans are flipping out about certain picks, whether that be Ingram in the first, Davis Webb in the third, pick a guy, any guy. The fallout right now is we didn't grab an offensive lineman. And what from our perspective is okay, well, the outside perception outside the organization is that the Giants need an offensive lineman. Yes, they need a tackle. That's what everyone is saying that they need. But what if the perception from inside the organization is we're with Flowers and Hart every day. We like what we see from these kids, and we're going to give them the opportunity to succeed at the position so we don't feel the need for tackle, and we're going to draft a different way. That went on this weekend pretty much in essence?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that's exactly what went on. I mean, you look at it throughout the entire year. I mean, as a fan myself, I thought it was a need throughout the year, but it wasn't addressed. So obviously there are guys and their higher-ups that don't feel like that there's as big of an issue as we might think. So, you know, and they look at their record and they say, well, hey, we made it into the playoffs this year with what we had, and now we've increased the wide receiver core. We've helped, and we feel like in the backfield and tight end. So they feel like those needs are greater than the offensive line need for what they're trying to do. I mean, the key is, you know, what are they trying to do, and we don't have the luxury of knowing that.
Agreed. There you go, guys.
That's it. That's the story. It goes back to running the ball. When we had
there's a great question. Do you think we're still in on Blunt? I saw somewhere that we're it's us and the Lions right now for Blunt. I thought the Goldman pick would eliminate us from that conversation. I guess not.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's about competition, guys. It's all about competition. It's one wants to come in. We have probably about, I think, eight running backs that are fighting for maybe 3 to 4 positions. So let them go. Let them go for it.
Yeah, you can't have if you. Go ahead. Sorry.
Gelman's a battering ram, right? He's solid. He's tall. He runs to contact, right? Much like you draft a player like that, and I think that if LeGarrette Blount wanted to come to the Giants, would they take him? Absolutely. The guy scored 18 touchdowns last year. He had something to give a playoff contending team. But when you draft a guy like Gelman, then all of a sudden you don't have to give Blount exactly what he wants. If Blount wants to go someplace else and it's not at the Giants' price in the way that they see that he fits in with this roster structure, then they roll with what they have. Because I think that he is a good compliment to Paul Perkins.
Yeah, I don't think there's a bad thing with creating competition on the roster. Like, all these people are like, well, what are you going to do with this guy? Oh, you signed this guy. Or what are they bringing in this guy for? Like, you don't know what's going to happen in camp. You don't know who twists a knee. You don't know who sprains something. You don't know who has a hamstring problem. So the more depth that you can have going into camp and the more options you can have on your roster is a positive thing. So to bring in Blount and to have the option to say, okay, we know we drafted Gallman, but let's see what we have in that, and we have a known commodity in Blount as well. I don't see that's a positive, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, Myron, you were on some deep teams back in the day. Do you mean right? I mean, is that a good thing?
Well, it's a great thing because it gives the coach options. It gives the GM options. Say you get into camp and and all of these guys are stars. Now all of a sudden, you got some flexibility to make some deals. So it's not just about, these guys making your roster. It's about, can I use maybe a couple of these guys for negotiating tools, maybe to get that offensive lineman that, I feel like after going through training camp a couple of weeks and say, hey, we definitely need a lineman. Or it might be another position that we need. But now you have something that you can put out there, that carrot that you can dangle out there and say, hey, man, we're willing to give up this, this, and this. In return, this is what we want.
Good point.
Yeah, I just about the whole trade, trading the guys, but it just comes down to where Blount's going to think he's going to play more. Is he going to play more here, or is he going to play more in Detroit?
It's going to come down to money.
It always does.
Always does. You saw what happened to Teddy Bridgewater? They're not signing him up for his 5th year.
I know.
You got to take the money.
Yeah, I don't blame any player in the NFL. The NFL is such a violent game, and you don't know. On any given play can be your career or your season that can jeopardize your career, or at least if it's in the wrong year of your contract and you get the wrong injury, it could jeopardize your position with said team. I don't blame any, and that's why all the shit that Hankins got for taking his time and all that stuff. Man, do you? I mean, you're not going to get, those guys aren't going to get an opportunity to get those contracts all the time. And if they put themselves in a position to get them while it's can. I hold no grudges for those guys. I hold grudges for guys who go and be models while they're under contract, not guys who get money while they're a free agent.
That's a dig if you didn't know that Myron at Victor Cruz.
Shots fired.
Oh, God.
Hey, man, I'm sorry. I speak my mind.
Yeah, why are you mad at Richard Cruz right now, man? He's not even on the team anymore.
I just find all the stuff with him getting the televisions, I laugh. Like, every time I see news, I'm like, because it's not news that, hey, this team's hot for Victor Cruz, they're going to bring him in to run the slot position, or, hey, this team feels that Victor Cruz can get open for 16 consistent games, so they're going to bring him in because he's such a positive influence on the younger receivers in their locker room. There's nothing. It's dry. And I got so many Giant fans that I speak to that just continue to just say, oh, he's so good, and he's so good, and then it's just like they don't look at reality. And it's just like, guys, it's not there anymore. And so I got a little thing for him. Also, my wife thinks he's good looking, so I didn't like him off the
And plus, now, man, you got to look at these guys now, man. You got to plan for after football, and you're looking at financially what's the best move, and maybe Cruz. I mean, I wouldn't blame him if he can get into something now other than football. I mean, look at Romo. I mean, who would have thought Romo, would have made the move that he made? I mean, I just knew he was going to Denver or to Texas, So, go figure.
Yeah, and you like that, Myron, because Tony was sticking it to the Cowboys were sticking it to the Giants one last time. Tony, kicking Phil out of the chair.
I was kind of messed up. I thought Phil was like, anchored in there, man. I thought he was the man. I was shocked that, that.
Oh, CBS.
So what's happening? Do you know what's happening, Phil? What's going to happen? I mean, what is he?
I think Phil's going into the studio with. If I'm correct, I was listening to Boomer and Carton the other morning, and Carton was I was hysterical laughing because he was making fun of what it's going to be like in the studio with Sims and Boomer. I guess on the NFL Today, and he was doing them with the Doublemint twins. Look at us, we look alike. I'm Boomer Esiason. I'm Chris Sims. I'm Phil Sims. So he was making fun of them. It was absolutely hilarious. But I think Sims is going into the studio.
Yeah, that's where it's happening.
And we're almost trying out for the golf thing.
It sounded like Nance didn't like Phil anymore.
Oh.
It sounded like Jim Nance went out on his own.
You really think that's it?
Jim Nance had something to do with it.
Wow.
Because she talked to her, it was all deal was done.
Yeah. So I hear that side, man. It's just as tough as it is with football when it comes to loyalty, man. It's cutthroat. So
it's all cutthroat. Yeah, they're always looking for the hot face and the new name and all that stuff. Look what just happened at ESPN. I mean, it's just there's no. Yeah, I mean, imagine 100 people just done one day. So I mean, the business is the business.
Speaking of the business, man, guess who I talked to this week?
Oh,
Bill Parcells.
Bill, Myron Guyton spoke to Bill Parcells this week. Speak.
Check it out, man.
Can we get Bill on?
I hadn't spoken like just him and I just having a conversation. He and I had the same agent, and we used to talk off the field a lot when I played and when I was released by the Patriots. Man, the way that they did things, Bill never called me. It was done in-house, and I felt like Bill should have called me. So we really haven't talked about that whole experience. So when I saw him last at the reunion, man, up here at the Giants, he said, hey, man, give me a call. He's been asking me to call him for a long time, and I just never have. He said, give me a call. We need to talk. So I called him this week. And, man, I'm telling you, did you guys know that he owned 18 racehorses?
No.
I didn't know. I know he had one or two. I didn't know it was a whole fleet.
18. He told me, he said, well, guy, let me just give you an example how deep I'm into this. He said, man, just to take care of these guys is $60,000. I'm thinking a year. He's like, no, a month.
Oh. That's insane.
Man.
Does he have anybody going in the Derby? Where is he racing them?
Well, he's racing them all the way from, he actually started out, he was driving back. He's driving from Palm Beach back to New York, upstate New York. And he's stopping along the way. I know he has one running in Kentucky. He has the big stop is going to be, is it Long Island, New York? I think. Is that where the track is?
I know that. I don't know if there's a track in Long Island. If it's upstate New York, it could be. I know Saratoga's a beautiful track.
Well, it's not, but it's not that far up. Right outside.
No, the second big one. I think it's Preakness. Isn't Preakness in New York?
Oh, that's
what's the second one?
The Belmont.
Belmont's in New York, isn't it?
Yeah, whichever one. It made it seem like it's not far. That far outside of the city, wherever it's at, and he said he basically travels all the way up to Saratoga, and he has horses running on all these big tracks, and I was really shocked. But the key thing that he explained was, and this is the same thing that I think the Giants' mentality is. He was talking about that after football, he said, "Myron, I'm just not the one that's going to be doing cruises. Yeah, I'm 74, whatever years old." He said, "I just can't see myself doing cruises like all the other old people." He said, I got to do something intense. So that's why he got into horse racing, man. He said it's just so intense, just to watch them run. And I'm quite sure, they're slinging some dollars on the, on the races. I mean, he didn't tell me that now. I'm not putting that out there saying he told me that. But I'm quite sure he's slinging a couple of dollars.
I'm imagining he would, who would put a couple of dollars on it. But just purses that the winning horses bring in alone. So the competitive aspect just to win.
Yep.
Just to be in it to win. I could imagine that when you win at that level and you compete at that level for such a long period of time,
on the race.
Just with guys like Jordan, you even seen it now with a guy like Derek.
He didn't tell me that now. I'm not putting it out.
But they're still going to get into an avenue or to explore some avenue where they can still compete at some level. Does that
he told me that.
Is that in all of you, or is it some of you guys?
I race cars. I've been racing cars since I retired, man. I started out circle track, now I do some, I'm into this scene, and it's when he started talking about the racing and just the feeling that he got from it. I know exactly
arguably.
What about. Yeah. And it's more.
He's on the other side.
Control. Here I am can develop something that I can put out there, that I can compete with everybody else, and it's like chess.
In it to win. I can imagine that when you win at that level and you compete at that level for a long period of time,
on the race.
Just look guys like Jordan. You even seen it now with a guy like Derek.
He didn't tell me that now. I'm not putting it out.
But they're still going to get
better than the next guy
into an avenue or to explore some avenue where they can still compete at some level.
He told me that.
Is that in all of you?
I race cars. I've been racing cars since I retired, man. I started out circle track, now I do some, I'm into this scene, and it's when he started talking about the racing and just the feeling that he got from it.
League, arguably.
And it's more.
He's on the other side.
Here I am to develop something that I can put out there, that I can compete with everybody else, and it's like chess.
To win. I can imagine that when you win at that level and you compete at that level for a long period of time, on the race. Just look guys like Jordan. You even seen it now with a guy like Derek.
He didn't tell me that now. I'm not putting it out.
But they're still going to get
better than the next guy
into an avenue or to explore some avenue where they can still compete at some level.
Told me that.
Is that in all of you, or is it some of you guys?
I race cars. I've been racing cars since I retired, man. I started out circle track, now I do some, I'm into this scene, and it's when he started talking about the racing and just the feeling that he got from it.
League, arguably.
It's that team. Way down. Here I am to develop something that I can put out there, that I can compete with everybody else, and it's like chess.
I can imagine that when you win at that level and you compete at that level for a long period of time, and the race. Just look guys like Jordan. You even seen it now with a guy like Derek.
He didn't tell me that now. I'm not putting it out. But they're still going to get better than the next guy
into an avenue or to explore some avenue where they can still compete at some level.
Told me that.
Is that in all of you, or is it some of you guys?
I race cars. I've been racing cars since I retired, man. I started out circle track, now I do some, I'm into this scene, and it's when he started talking about the racing and just the feeling that he got from it.
League, arguably.
It's that team. Way down. Here I am to develop something that I can put out there, that I can compete with everybody else, and it's like chess.
I can imagine that when you win at that level and you compete at that level for a long period of time, and the race. Just look guys like Jordan. You even seen it now with a guy like Derek.
He didn't tell me that now. I'm not putting it out. But they're still going to get better than the next guy
into an avenue to explore some avenue where they can still compete at some level. Is that in all of you, or is it some?
I've been racing cars since I retired. There you go. Started out circle track, now I'm into this like scene, and it's when he started talking about the racing, the feeling that he got from it. I knew that. It's that team way down that I can put out there, that I can compete with everybody else, and it's like you said. I can imagine that when you win at that level and compete, I'm quite sure at that level. It's a dollar at the end of the time. The minute of the guys like you seen it out with all like that. He didn't tell me that now. I didn't put that out, but like we're still going to get better than the next guy. Into an avenue to explore some avenue where they can still compete and just does level. Is that in all of you, or is it some? I've been racing cars since I retired. There you go. Started out circle track, now I'm into this like scene, and it's when he started talking about the racing, the feeling that he got from it. I knew that. It's that team way down that I can put out there, that I can compete with everybody else, and it's like I said. What do you mean check my shoes? But God, I'm telling you. Just the Eagles, man. Nothing good about it.
I love the experience, and I love Buddy Ryan, man, but that field was just terrible.
Hey, one thing we love? You catch the first bus, and they always had a prize for us, a surprise. Did you hear about that, Mr. Small, about the surprise when you get there to the locker room next to the cheerleaders' locker room?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Well, I'll leave that alone. Sued the NFL because of this cheerleader, which it went on when I was there. I'm thinking, man, this has been going on for 20 years, But anywho.
Oh, she was having relations.
Yeah, prize, man.
But you only get it if you rode the first bus,
How many times you rode the first bus?
Well, I didn't know about it the first year, so I didn't ride the first bus. I was a rookie. I wonder why everybody was getting the first bus. I'm like, man, why everybody getting the first bus so early? I know everybody on the first bus in Philly. I'm thinking, what's going on?
Okay, was the first one on the bus.
You know that. Hey, I understood.
All right, Myron, we have a caller who wants to ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
I'm a regular. I think I'm at the point where I'm pretty much just a regular at this point. But Myron, I'm only 19. I'm the young Giants fan who they get homework to. But as somebody who's only 19, I didn't really get to experience the New York Giants, during your time of play. So I can't really, understand what kind of player you were or anything like that. But I do have one question I want to ask you: is that in a lot of Super Bowls, in a lot of games in general, there's always this one big play that if it didn't happen, the game's outcome would have most likely switched. So my question to you is, do you feel as if there was one play in the Super Bowl that you guys won, that if a certain play did not happen, if this did not happen, that you guys possibly would have lost?
There's a couple, but one, if I had to just pick one play, I would say the first down that Mark Ingram picks up. Was key for us, just such a big play that was. It was a great run. You had to see the run. Just the run he made to get the first down. It was, man. It was just unbelievable.
Right?
Yeah. Oh God, it's sweet.
That's Mark Ingram.
I remember that play, man. And I believe that would have changed the game if you wouldn't have got the first down. It might have turned on y'all, but.
Oh, it would have if we didn't get the first down. I mean, that was a heck of a, but it was just a heck of a run. You know, oh God! I mean, but it was all heart. It was all heart.
He catches the ball a good 7 to 8 yards short of the. I mean, it was a short, shallow in that he catches from Hostetler, and it won't be denied. I mean, he literally jukes one guy, ducks under a tackle, gets his neck grabbed that, hops, skips, jumps. Dives for the first down. It's just phenomenal play to keep that drive going.
It was awesome, you know. And then the drive with O.J. Anderson. I mean, third quarter, you know, the defense, we need to, I mean, they were just beating us up pretty good. And offense came out, and, man, they had this drive, this 9-minute drive that, you know, with O.J. Anderson, it was just awesome. I mean, it's great when you can sit on the side and watch your offense work like that and know they're taking care of the defense, giving you lots of rest, and we needed that against that no-huddle offense. So, you know, so that was a big key to the game as well, just keeping the defense off the field.
You know, when you go back and you watch that game, and you go back and you watch Super Bowl 25, and the contrast between those two teams and how they played the game, and you go back and that is one of the greatest games, football games, just to sit. I mean, not even from a Giants or Buffalo fan perspective. I mean, just football. And if you're a fan of the game and how it should be played, watch that game because there were great plays made by. And I think Myron would let you know. Thurman Thomas was unbelievable that Sunday, and he was just unreal that Sunday. And I know the game plan was to pick your poison. We're going to let Thurman, if we have to let one guy beat us. But at the same token, the guy did. I mean, if no one makes the field goal, your MVP is Thurman Thomas.
Oh, yeah. But the thing is, though, we just didn't understand why they didn't feed him even more. I mean, because we couldn't stop him. I mean, you know, I would have stopped throwing the ball and just kept feeding it to Thomas. I mean, the guy was awesome. I mean, you're talking about a guy that you can stop on a dime and even take a hit. And, you know, and I can tell you that because I hit him. He goes back 4 yards, and, hell, he runs 25 yards for a touchdown. So, I mean, just a tough guy, man.
That's right. On the touchdown run, I think it was the last time
he goes back.
You come up and you give him a whack. And
4 yards.
Thurman was a tough guy, but he wasn't a huge running back. And he takes that wallop, takes a couple of steps back, and then, you know, proceeds to get upfield. And he was just amazing. And he wasn't just amazing. If these guys who are listening don't really know about Thurman Thomas and you want to go watch some film on a guy and just, you know, have your jaw dropped, go watch what Thurman Thomas did in his prime. And he was unbelievable.
Oh, he's a player.
Who would you compare him to now? What player would you think is like Thurman Thomas like now?
Good question. That is a good question. Wow.
Because he was he was the whole package, man.
Yeah, he's dangerous at the backfield, you know, as a receiver. Wow, that's a good question.
I can't think of anyone quickly.
See, the first guy that jumped in my mind, but
Peterson.
It's really not even Peterson because
I don't know if he's good of a wide receiver. I mean, a back out of the back.
I was thinking because I was thinking Thurman was so good at catching the ball. So I was trying to think of a back that was really good at both running and catching the ball. And the only guy, he doesn't even really compare whatsoever. I don't. It's playing in the league now. Man, he was power. He was quickness. He was elusive. He was
total
so
package,
good.
Man.
Yeah.
Total package. So, you know, but they were still. I mean, they had, you know, a great running attack, a great passing attack. I mean, they had an offense, man. I mean, like you say, you have to pick your poison because you're not going to stop every facet of their game. I mean, that just wasn't going to happen. So you can just slow them down and hopefully you get some turnovers, you know. And I think that the Giants, that's what I was hoping they would build toward this year. I mean, you look at some of the pieces that they have. If they get this offensive line solidified, then I'm telling you, man, they have a wide receiver core that, you know, could be unbelievable. You know, they picked up this tight end. We sit here talking about the backfield. I mean, And I mean, we already know defensive-wise that they can play. I mean, that's not an issue. You know,
let me
throw
this to you, Myron. We were talking about this. We went live during the draft, and after the Ingram pick, and then live during the second round. You know, we spoke about the Ingram pick a little more in depth. Coming from a safety's perspective, right? Like your job was the middle of the field, tight ends, things of that nature, slot receivers, you know, walloping guys coming across the middle. When you look at their offense last year, and you look at what they have now, the addition of Ingram, are we crazy to think that there should be, when you look at the other weapons and how much attention you have to pay to Beckham and Marshall and Shepard, are we looking at a position where this kid should just be running all over the middle of the field next year, just one-on-one, mismatch problem? I think that there should be, when you look at the other...
Well, no, just because I think speed-wise, I mean, Beckham, I wouldn't say that they got two receivers that's going to really run the corners off the ball. I mean, they have the possession, they have the guys who can make the big plays. But in order for the tight end just to be running at will, I mean, you got to have guys that can just run the corners off and force the safeties to want to help them, because you don't feel safe just leaving them one-on-one. I mean, we know that Beckham, if you leave him one-on-one, that he can be a tear. We're just not sure how Marshall is going to play, you know, coming into the Giants system yet. You know, if he come in and he's the old Marshall, then yeah, they can run him off, and yeah, you know, he can have his way underneath. But that's still a question mark.
Gotcha.
But,
so you would say,
I mean, the possibility is there, yeah.
Okay, okay. Then that makes sense, yeah, because I would think that, see, I'm looking at it where that you look at Beckham and you know what Beckham is, and then you look at how they were played last year, and it was more like, okay, we're going to let everybody else beat us except this kid. We don't think that you guys can get open at any other position. You know, we'll take our shots with Shepard one-on-one consistently, but we're not going to let Beckham beat us deep. And now when you look at them, at least when I look at them from how a team would attempt to guard them, I think the defense is going to have a lot of problems. Because what I'm operating under the assumption that you're not going to be able to guard Brandon Marshall one-on-one. Where even if he can't get you over the top, he's going to do enough damage to you underneath, where if you don't pay any attention to him, he's going to take that guy to school all day long, especially if it's a second corner. So when you look at that, plus the addition of Shepard in his second year, having this kid come along, the potential to have Ingram just create mismatch down the seam, which was missing last year completely, with this kid's speed, size. But you're right. If you take Marshall out of the equation, all of a sudden things become very pedestrian again. So a lot of it hinders on how effective Marshall is. You're right. If you take Marshall out of the
one of the best defenses in the NFL,
right?
You know, but as a defensive player, when I played with the Giants, what made us special was we had LT. And, I mean, we didn't care about a deep route, because you're not going to have time to run a deep route. You know, so if you're putting pressure front, and what they're going to try to do to the Giants is they're going to try to get to Eli, and it's going to force the tight end to have to stay in and block. I mean, he's not going to have that the freedom just to be able to release. I mean, I don't think their offensive line that good that they're going to have that flexibility. Jesse, I mean, when those guys, we'd go down to play them, and we would get mad at our offense. Because, man, they were cold before their first snap. You know, I mean, they get on the field and all of a sudden, you know, -5 yards. And you're thinking, what the heck? We're supposed to be the feared defense. You know, they were scared of the defense, our offense. You know, so I think that defensive line puts so much pressure on you that, you know, you just don't have the time to get the ball down the field to Marshall or Beckham.
Yeah, because even though we had Eric Allen, a great cornerback, we still had Reggie White, Jerome Brown, Clyde Simmons that was bringing the heat on the line, so there was not much time to get it together.
So I mean, everything works hand in hand. That's the beauty of the game, right? I mean, if there's a weakness on the line, it's going to hinder the quarterback to get the weapons the ball. If the weapons can't get open on time, then everything has to work in sync. And you're right. I mean, a lot of it's going to depend on these two kids, Hart, Flowers, stepping up and producing at a consistent level.
Yep. But, we have some pieces. We picked up some key pieces, man. I'm quite sure a lot of the other teams would like to have the problems that that we're going to have, so we definitely we have better personnel than we had last year.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt. Well, while Jesse's on the line, we've asked Meyer questions, in the past about who he didn't like hitting. Jesse, who didn't you like hitting? Like, shit, this dude's coming to the line.
Hit him. You couldn't hit him. At Barry Sanders. Also, people Barry was the accident waiting to happen. You'd be filling the hole like you think you're going to hit him. It's a small hole, but then you looking up, you laying on the ground, looking back, he's running down the field. It was just embarrassing. My last year, when I went to Houston, and we played Barry and them, and Sean Jones stood up and bowed to him because he made Sean Jones and two defensive backs buckle to their knees and run down. He was running down the sideline. That was the most amazing thing I'd seen.
Yeah. He was the only guy that when we played Detroit, you studied the game plan and you say, hey, just make the tackle. Don't get embarrassed. Just make the tackle, son. It doesn't have to be pretty. Just get him to the ground.
My thing was this. Emmett's a great running back, but if Barry had the line that Emmett had, Barry would have rushed for like 4 miles a game.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
He did it on his own.
Exactly.
So if he didn't have the pleasure of playing with Scott Mitchell and could have played with Troy Aikman in that offensive line, I think that Barry Sanders might have been a record hold. He might have played longer too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. So,
that's one guy that I'm a huge fan of, and I know both of you guys played against him. We're in the league with him, and definitely probably went up against him. Bo Jackson. How good was Bo back then?
I get tired of people talking about Bo Jackson.
I gotta talk about Bo, man. I gotta talk about Bo.
But you know it's gonna happen because with somebody with that size and that speed, they're gonna talk about him. Yeah.
Did you play against Bo?
Yeah, you had to try to catch Bo before he got rolling. Because if you didn't catch him
Don't
before
let
he
him
got rolling, he turned upfield, you were gonna be rolling back instead of going. So you had to catch him before he got rolling.
Yeah. Bo's unbelievable, man. I mean, he's a big guy. Bo's big. He's no Thomas. Bo's a big guy.
Yeah, Bo's a bad man.
Yeah, he brings,
Bo was a bad man,
we played Bo. He didn't do well against the Giants, so.
And with speed on top of it.
Yeah.
Well, no, we know Myron's the person you didn't like hitting. Ironhead. Jesse, did you ever hit Ironhead?
No, I never got a chance to play against Ironhead. I never got a chance to hit him.
Jesse, you're lucky, son.
But I heard about that one though.
Oh, it was painful. I'm not gonna lie. That's one I don't deny. I mean, people ask me the worst hit ever. He almost killed me, man. I'm telling you. I thought I was gonna retire after that hit. I mean, when your mom called you the next day, you know it's a bad hit.
Wow, for real.
I tell you what, my mom was mad at him. Oh, he shouldn't be allowed to play football. He's too big. I'm like, Mom, how's you gonna say he's too? He can't be too big. I mean, anybody can play.
Ironhead hit her baby.
That's right. Hey, no, I'm gonna say baby. I'm the youngest. No baby, man. I'm the youngest. It's the time for you to go. Did you say you have to leave at like 11 o'clock?
Oh man.
I got a question. Who would you say when you played them you thought that they were overrated? They weren't what everyone was hyping them up to be.
Great question.
Other than the Eagles, other than you all. I mean, you probably talking about one player, but the whole Eagles team was overrated. But
that Gang Green That gangrene was kind of bluish green gangrene.
It's junk. I mean, they were thugs. That's what they would call them today. Just a bunch of thugs just running around. Bounty hunters. Everybody know the story, Jesse. Go ahead. Everybody know the story.
They just put it out.
What was it like covering Bavaro?
Oh, good question.
Yeah.
Tell us about Rambo. We got a lot of younger Giant fans that listen to us. Give us a perspective. You're Eagles, Veterans Stadium, Sunday afternoon, freezing. Here comes Bavaro. What are you game plan against?
Bavaro, you had to try to get him together some kind of way because either underneath coverage or something together because Bavaro he had good runs, he had crisp routes, and he was strong. So you had to man up when you tried to play him.
Did you cover him your rookie year?
You might try. You can call it try to cover the rookie year. I was a defensive end trying to cover people, man, looking like a kindergartner.
Oh God! Oh, I can imagine, man. I practice against that cat every day, so God, I can imagine. Wow, Bavaro was tough, man.
You wouldn't expect someone with that. You wouldn't expect someone with that size to be able to move like he did.
I know, and plus he loved to push off. I mean, he used his hands well. I'm telling you. Oh gosh, he would push off. But hey, I like Bavaro, man. I'm telling you. I'm glad he's on my team. Hey, and unlike the Eagles, man, he could play hurt. He had a little fracture the Super Bowl year, and that's the difference. Things like that guys that can play. I'm trying to think if we're missing anybody. We were talking about the difference between my rookie season and the year we won the Super Bowl. I mean, just everybody, man, even the guys that are injured, still contributing. Because usually there's some guys that hurt that you're missing.
Was there a point where Bavaro broke his jaw and kept playing or played? When you think about that, that's insane. The amount of toughness, the pain threshold, that's crazy.
But that's part of what the team, it's kind of when I got to the Giants, that's the thing I learned probably most was there's a difference between playing hurt and playing injured, and you got to play with pain. That's part of it. Can you perform? And between Parcells and people like LT and Pepper Johnson and Carl Banks and Leonard Marshall, those guys are not going to let you go out there, man, and just quit on them. We need you. We need you now. We don't need you tomorrow, son. We need you now. And that's the way you felt. You felt like, hey, these guys need me to give 100%, whether I'm hurting or not. And that's what everybody did. So it was just part of the game. But now, man, you see guys, they get a hangnail and they're out 4 weeks. And you're like, oh, man, I can't believe that these leaders let them do that. Because somebody on the team got to say, hey, guys, we need you. We need you now. You're the difference between those get a hangnail and they're out 4 weeks. And you're like, oh, man, I can't believe that.
Yeah, these leaders. Imagine that when you see guys like LT, I know that there's stories about him. He played the game on Monday Night Football in New Orleans with a separated shoulder. He couldn't move, and the guy's forcing fumbles and running sideline to sideline. Then you see Bavaro break it. That must send a message through the locker room. Like is it just like is the locker room electric? To people, can you just like walk in and feel it, where the people are just ready to run through a wall, like for these guys, and is that catchy? Is it contagious?
You could feel that. I won't say that that if you walked in, you feel like that everybody's ready to run through a wall, because you probably walk in and you'd be like, man, these guys, are they ready for a game? Because it's so relaxed. There's so many, like Stephen Baker, who's a jokester. Stephen Baker's a big jokester. And he's pulling jokes, and even Phil Simms, he's a big jokester. He loved pulling pranks, and the same thing with Hostetler. It's just, I'm telling you, we had all these comedians, man, and everything's just so relaxed when you come into the locker room, because we did the work during the week. We didn't wait till Sunday to worry.
That's correct.
We worried on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Those are the days you worry when you put in the game plan. On Sunday was the day you got a chance to play. That's what everybody lined up for, a game day. We hated practice.
That's correct.
I don't know very many guys that I played with that love practice. They did something wrong with them. I hated practice, but I tell you what, game day, oh, God, it couldn't get there quick enough. You get to hit somebody. We can't hit our own players. But hey, we can hit the heck out of those Eagles.
Hey man, that was just like Reggie White and Jerome Brown, man. They'd be joking in the game, big jokesters, but when they got on the field, it was like they flipped the switch. It was just a totally different person. It was, I was like, it was amazing to watch.
You talk about a bad front four. You talk about
I know. I'm telling you, I have to admit, they were good. Hey, Jesse, you guys had a front four. Oh wow,
man. Wasn't Seth Joyner on those teams? Am I crazy?
Yeah.
Man, you want to talk about a ball player? At every level, they just had playmakers. That defense was so good. Those teams were so good.
Yeah.
You know, I think one of the division back then was so good that you guys sometimes canceled each other out. I mean, there was one of those. The Redskins were good back then. You guys were good back then. I know the Cowboys had their struggles until maybe, right after we were. I know our little run got to an end. The Cowboys came through. Yeah, but
you're right. And that's the thing, though. I keep looking for it now. In the East, just hope that everybody get back there, man. We show a little flair. The Eagles came out this year with their rookie quarterback. Everybody got all excited, and Washington with some of the moves they had made, and everybody got a little excited. And the Giants, we get out there, and our defense playing unbelievable. So I mean, we just hope we can get the beast back in the East, man. I mean, the East is supposed to be dominant.
Yeah, I mean, I remember those teams when I was growing up, and it was when you had Washington on your schedule twice, you knew those games were going to be, just bloodbaths, and then the games with Philly too. You knew those games were just going to be wars, and you knew any one of those three teams at the end of the year, it was like an act of attrition this season, where it was just who was going to be left standing out of those three teams. And the competition and the play and the talent. I don't know if you'll ever see that again because of free agency and the way the game's changed now.
Yeah. I hope so.
Well, the one thing, what you guys just remind me of, and I got to ask Jesse. Jesse, who were you a fan of growing up? We found out Myron was a closet Cowboys fan.
A fan of?
And who were you a fan of growing up before you got drafted?
Oh, I wasn't a Cowboys fan. Oh, me?
Who was it?
I had a team. Me, I don't think I had a team. No, I used to like the Rams. I used to like Jack and Jim Youngblood. I used to pretend to be both of them.
The Youngbloods, they're from Monticello, aren't they, Jesse?
Yeah, one of them's from Monticello, I think.
Okay, I thought so. They're from around here where we live.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was my team. Rams.
At least you were a Rams fan. We had to get over Myron being a Cowboys fan and come to the Giants.
Yeah, you want to talk a shock to the system. We didn't see that one coming.
Jesse, be careful what you tell these guys. I'm telling you, man. They hold a grudge. They say they don't, but they hold a grudge.
The memories are
I do. I don't know about the other three.
See, no shame either, you see?
Oh, that's the way
Oh, gosh, I do. Oh, man. Yeah, but hey, I can't stand the Cowboys now. I mean, I hate the Cowboys almost as much as I hate the Eagles. And I hate the Eagles. And I never say hate, but I hate the Eagles. I'm telling you, I just do not like the Eagles.
Hating is the highest form of compliment that you can give. That means somebody's on your mind.
Yeah, well, you're on my mind. You've been on my mind for a long time.
Now, Myron, Jesse's the player that your rookie year, blew you up on special teams or something like that. You got mad.
That's the guy. This is the guy that hit the kicker for Dallas. Y'all remember the bounty? Buddy Ryan bounty ball? The guy that took the kick out for Dallas? This is the guy. I'm telling you, he didn't care who he hit.
He made such a big deal about that. He was in a different uniform.
Oh, yeah. But, man, you cheap shot at me, though, man. I saw you coming. I didn't think you would hit me. I mean, we were partners.
Every man for himself.
I was trying to hit the guy on the other side again. You just ran in.
Partners. Man, you laid on me and laughed at me. What's up, homeboy? I mean, come on. You really didn't mean to hit me?
story. That's my story.
And Myron's doing his filtered right now. He was cussing you up and down when he was telling us the story the first time.
Told you, man, my feet went above my head. That's not good. I mean, and people ask me, you ever had a concussion? Duh, it's Jesse Small. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not mad, though. I'm joking, man. I'm really not bitter.
Just like that. No, about that one.
So, Jesse, who did you guys draft? Were you guys in the draft? Was Philly in the draft this year, guys?
I saw them when they drafted the defensive guy from Tennessee, the one that broke Reggie White's record, college record, I think.
Barnett.
Yeah. I saw they got another. Yeah. And they got another
the Eagles and the Redskins did really well.
I hope they did well on defense because they're going to need it with this offense we're putting together.
They had another kid from Washington, number 11. I can't think of his name. I think it was number 11. But he was a big tackle.
So you guys went, you mean defense?
Yeah, they got a couple of defensive players.
That's good. You guys, I mean, that's good.
The first one is a beast, so wait to see what he brings to the table.
When the last time you been back to Philly?
Ooh, 3-4 weeks ago.
I mean, you went back to watch. I mean, you went back to the front office.
I didn't make it to the front office. I went to South Street to Ishkabibbles, you know. Once you
do they invite you guys back often?
I haven't been back.
So that's the thing I think the Giants take for granted. Some of them, they don't realize that just the relationship that the team has with its ex-players, a lot of the other teams don't have that type of relationship. And we assume that everybody have the same relationship, you know, because I know when I even talked to Jesse about appearances.
You said about it. I was like amazed that it was going on. I was like, for real? You know, y'all, will the Giants have y'all coming back and keeping in contact and everything? That's amazing.
They do a good job. So, but
you wish you used to be a Giant?
Nah, I still don't wish that, but I give them their props.
They did. You always tell me all the time during the off season. Man, I wish I was with you guys. You guys win championships.
Wow.
I said, yep, you're right.
Wow.
Look at my ring.
I was like, look at my ring. Can I wear it? No, you can't wear it. You're Eagle.
Hey, hey, you know God marking down the lies, right?
Well, you keep telling the lies about you guys beating us all this. I mean, that's not a lie. You know, hold up. You didn't look up to the Giants, Jesse. I used to come home. You always wanted to wear my jersey. Man, could you bring home one of your game jerseys?
Say what?
That's one thing you didn't see back then. Got sharing game jerseys after the game.
I know. Guys exchanging jerseys, on the field. I mean, oh, gosh, if you did it, you never did it out in public, you know. These guys now, man, I mean, no friends. We didn't show any love for the other team in public. Like I said, this is my best friend, man, and I'm serious. I really didn't like Jesse when he played for the Eagles. I mean, it was just that bad, the competition. I mean, it was a rivalry, man. I mean, I actually went to Jesse's house after one game, my rookie year, and the fans were so bad that Jesse told me to make sure that I didn't have anything on so they wouldn't know I was a Giants player.
Yeah, but he backed you in.
I mean, it was bad. You know, the Eagles fan we just didn't like each other. They didn't like us. We didn't like them. You know, I mean, I was nervous.
Yeah, we had some great snowball from the top of the pillars type of fans. It was wild.
Yeah, same ones that hit Santa Claus. But anyway, I mean, who's saying?
Because they say the ref made a bad call and somebody still snowball from up top.
Yeah, see. Yeah, see, at least we know why. Hopefully the Giants fans can hear this and they see why that we love our Giants fans so much. You know, I mean, listen to the Eagle stories. I mean, really? I mean, gosh. We love our fans, man. The best fans in the world. New York Giants fans.
Hey, Myron, have you ever seen the painting of you?
I have it here in my house.
The deflection?
Yeah.
I just looked it up now. That's pretty not bad.
You know how I got that picture? You know, with that painting, the guy that when he was, I guess when I was playing, he was just starting, and the deal was I would do appearances for him, but I wanted the painting, so he gave me that painting, and I did several appearances for him. And here lately, I had a fire in my home, and I had to go get it have it appraised, and they had to repair it and all this stuff. And I realized that it had increased in value a lot because it's one of the few that he didn't. I guess that one of the players. I guess I have one, and Strahan have his, and a couple other guys. And I was like, "What? I should have sold this years ago. I didn't realize that." But man, it's good to have it because during the Super Bowl they didn't allow cameras in. The players, we couldn't take anything into the Super Bowl game, so it was great for him to actually to paint this. So for me, it's like having a photo of something from the game. Yeah, so
that's great.
So it's great, man. I'm telling you, but it's weird.
Yeah,
they need to take that off of. What do you see it on Google? What do you see it on? I got to cut it out, man. You guys finding too much stuff. I mean, you're not supposed to be able to find stuff like that online.
We have a whole research team, Myron, dedicated
to
pulling up dirt.
That's right.
I know it, man. They're probably in your ear right now. Hey, how come I don't get that earpiece? I mean, you guys be cutting me out. We can't go live. Hey, Jesse, these guys are tight on the dollar when it comes to me. Now, they splurge. For me, oh, gosh, hey. That's why I had, when you ask me, say, hey, man, what time to call in? I said, well, hey, call in through my phone because they might not even answer your call, so they might think you call and collect. And I try to tell them that people don't call collect no more, but they don't believe me. They're tight, Jesse. They are tight.
Marco runs a very tight ship.
Yeah.
Very.
Well,
Yep.
Jesse, while you're on, man, what's your best Myron story? That he is.
Hey, we don't talk about personal stuff, Jesse. Hey, Jesse.
Hey, James, if you got it.
Jesse, we don't talk about personal stuff, Jesse.
All right, who has a better? Who had a better?
You're in a safe place, Jesse. You're in a safe place.
They will use it, Jesse. Be careful what you say.
They use it.
Jesse know a lot of stuff, so I have to make sure I warn Jesse. Because Jesse like to talk. Jesse. We went to college together. Jesse and I fraternity brothers. So Jesse, remember, hey.
All right,
I know where you live, Jesse.
I keep it all in, man.
There you go.
I think that's the first time somebody's ever pleaded the fifth on the show. How do you think you're a fucking eagle?
Oh, man.
You know what? Let's ask Eagle then. Myron, what's your best Jesse story?
Oh, man, I got a bunch of them. No, I'm joking. Hey, Jess, I should tell about the pizza man.
Wow.
Oh, no, we can't tell her that. We can't.
This is late night.
And I just want to put it out there, Jesse. He does this all the time. He likes to say, he's got stories. He gives it like 2 words, and it's like, no, I can't say that.
Oh, no, we can't talk. I'm telling you, I don't even know any good stories. All the stories I know are bad stories. I mean, wow. I mean, nothing we can talk about. Man. Well, I can tell you they called Jesse back in college. They called him the Body. Oh, don't you talk about that. I just thought
Jesse the Body.
Jesse the Body. That's what they called him. Jesse the Body.
One of my favorite wrestlers.
Yeah, that's what we called him, man. He thought it was really the body too, man. He walk around with his shirt off.
They gave me that one. They gave me that one after the second year, because the first year Myron won Mr. Physique at EKU.
I knew you were going there. I knew when I said that I shouldn't have said it. I knew I shouldn't have said it.
Mr. Physique.
Hey, y'all ought to saw him. Y'all ought to saw him. He was in his Greg Louganis bikinis. Hey,
don't tell her, because they might go online and find a picture. That would really make me mad.
Wait a minute. What year was that?
Jesse, hey, leave it alone, Jesse.
What year was that, man?
I don't know. I don't remember.
That was the second year, right? That was 86.
I don't remember, man.
86, yeah. That was Mr. Physique, 86. Yes, sir. You get
Hey, Jesse, you got to go.
86 on the line.
See, Jason's the one who pushed me to do that thing, and I ain't gonna turn me up. See, I never should have done that.
It was cool though. He was walking, knees all tight together, like he could barely walk in them bikinis.
I was shy, man. I was shy.
He was shy until the females came out of the stand and out of the audience and started talking.
I know. They started putting money in my trunks. I kind of loosened up a little bit. I'm like, ooh, yeah, this could be lucrative.
We don't know exactly.
Didn't work out.
We don't know exactly what happened because they auctioned off the.
Oh, there you go. Suggesting we don't have to tell the whole story.
Whatever the females had them to do.
We don't have to tell the whole
story.
story.
So he was auctioning off a couple of them. So we don't know what happened after that.
Ooh, it's 11:30. Hey guys, I'm going to have to say goodbye.
It's good to be Mr. Physique.
See,
first of all, that's
football.
the game we got right now. This is Physique.
Oh my God. I'm embarrassed.
That's the new name.
I'm embarrassed.
That's it. Mr. Physique. He sounds like a fucking supervillain. Lex Luthor and Mr. Physique.
There you go. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, never invite any friends on. You learned something.
I wasn't thinking about
your mistake.
You mentioned it.
Well, I knew when I said it that as soon as I said it, I thought I shouldn't have said that. I knew you were going there. I knew you were going there.
Friends, how many of us have them? Friends, ones we can depend on.
But hey, I'm gonna tell you guys, if you do find a picture, if you post a picture of me up from that, then, hey, I might drive to New York. I'm telling you. Hey. I'm just letting you know.
Hey, why don't
only
we all
one
look
picture
for
I know
it,
that exists from that.
I'll send it to you if I find it.
Jesse, you better not.
Oh, yeah, please send it.
Yeah, you laugh. It's serious. Hey. All right. I'm telling you, man. Hey, all right, you got my attention now. Oh, gosh. See, we start off talking about the draft. Now the thing is, now we're talking about this contest thing, whatever that is.
We're talking about Mr. Physique 1986.
I'm on it. Hey, Myron.
You never can find anything, believe me, I'm telling you. My attorney had this locked down a long time ago. You guys laughing. I'm serious. Hey, this is how bad that thing was, man. I'm telling you. I don't talk about that contest. I should have never done it. I didn't do it the next year. Did I do it? Did I do it, Jesse?
No, you didn't do it the next year.
Once and only. They asked me to do it again. I said nope.
So Myron, what's going on with next week? You down for next week or no?
I'm down for next week, my brother. Jesse's never coming back, by the way.
Jesse's not invited back, huh?
Not invited back. Don't be trying to bring him on, without me knowing. I'm going to make sure I listen to every show from now on.
Just to give the dirt.
Hey, we're called in, definitely.
Yeah, we're gonna end this one today. Everyone get their sleep. Have a good night. Jesse, thank you Thank you for coming on. Are you on Twitter, Jesse?
Yeah, thanks for coming in, man.
Thanks, Jesse.
It's been nice, man.
Jesse's on Twitter. What's your Twitter handle?
Jesse L. Small. So
Jesse L. Small, all right.
I'm talking to you, gentlemen. I see that the Giants do have a couple of decent fans.
Okay. Well, towards the end of the season, you'll definitely get a different impression of us.
plenty of time to change his mind.
And they've been honest, Jesse, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm leaving.
We're good people.
All right, Myron.
Next week, same time, guys.
Giant game, Myron.
All right, I'll talk to you later on in the week. Thanks a lot, Myron.
All right, y'all take care. I'll call you later, Jesse.
All right.
Okay.
Jesse, thank you very much. All right.
I love that those guys call in. I love that they call in.
Hold on. Todd is still on the line.
Todd is still on the line. Todd is persistent.
It's not Connor. It's me. Just chilling. Listening.
We're gonna wrap this up, Todd. Do you want to end on a good note?
Yeah, Todd,
what do you have to
you
say?
got your new homework assignment is find out Myron Guyton's career.
Find out Myron's career?
Yep. You have to go on Myron Guyton's career, Todd.
I already know it.
You already know it.
Yeah, he was a safety for us. He won. He was in the Super Bowl, I think, 25. He won it. He played for the Patriots as well. I mean, I don't know him like a lot. I just know, enough about him.
Well,
I don't know like his whole career.
He's a friend of the show. Guys.
I didn't come in. I had a question I wanted to ask him, but you guys were talking the whole time.
What was the question?
Well, it's a question for you guys too. So, we keep hearing a lot about how, we have a weak linebacker core. We have such a weak linebacker core. We need a linebacker. But yet, to me, the most important stat for a defense is the points allowed, right? The Giants were number 2 in that, which to me, technically, that means the Giants were the second best defense in the league. Because I don't care how much yards we're giving up. If we're not giving up points, I don't care. So to me, that means we have the second best defense in the league. So considering how we had such a weak linebacker core, is linebacker seriously such a need if we were still able, to only be second in the league in points given up? Like, people keep seeing it as such a need. I don't really think it's as big a need as people think it is, considering how well our defense played,
Well, I think when you have a salary cap, you have to determine which positions are worth investing big money in and which positions you're going to be able to draft and piece together, right? So it's obvious that when it comes to just the defensive side of the ball, the Giants prioritize their defensive line and the cornerback position, right? So I think from their strategy, it would be that we can find pieces, because I think what they feel is that the NFL now is more of a matchup defensively than it is your old school lineup, stop the run on first and second down, then the team's going to throw. I don't think that's the NFL nowadays. So a lot of it is packages. So if you can put yourself in a position where you have 4 to 5 linebackers that you can use in different situations, if your front 4 is dominant and you have the ability to cover on the back end, I think that's the way the Giants look at it. And I think that's why you heard in the first round that there were voices in the room for Cunningham, and then you don't know how true those are because when you get to the second round, Cunningham's on the board and they take Tomlinson. So you can clearly see that the priority is if the front 4 is dominant, the linebackers will take care of itself. And I think that's the strategy. Whether you agree with it or not, it's much like the Hart and Flower situation. We can agree with it, not agree with it. If they think it and they're going in with it, you're either going to pass or fail. So these are decisions for Reese to get fired on. If they stick with Flowers and Hart, and Eli gets hurt and they fucking suffer this season, it's on Reese. If the linebackers blow up and it ends up becoming a deficiency because something happens with the front 4, people don't play as well, it's on Reese. So I think those are the decisions he's made, and now we got to see what happens.
2-minute warning.
Let me say this real quick, too. We don't know what the final roster is going to be yet. There could be guys getting cut. There could be guys added. There could be guys you don't know. So, there's a chance that another running back's added. There's a chance that they add a tackle. This is not a finished product yet.
This is very true.
True, yeah.
Very true. All right, everyone.
All right, good night, guys.
Everyone for
Good night,
listening in.
Love you guys.
Todd, thanks for calling in again.
Yeah.
I think Todd has turned into our intern, no?
I'd like to think that. I would like to think that.
Todd's the intern.
Well,
all right.
Well, we're trying to take you under our wing, teach you the ways of the Giants fans.
We'll teach you the ways of the Force. All right, so we'll talk to everyone next Wednesday. If you haven't done so, subscribe, hit the like button, share this, do all the stuff. And thank you for listening in. And talk to everyone later on in the week.